What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Lawz. My name is ChilleDeCastro. I'll be your host, and I'll be going through a bunch of videos today with you guys. I see some people already in the crowd. What is going on? Rights On is in the room. Let's TVO is here. Good to see you, Rights On. BS Unleashed is in the room. What's up with the Playboy? What's up with the Playboy? You know, it's crazy because, as you guys know, primarily what I've done on this channel since I started it was I covered cop videos and cops and how they, well, I mean, just how the cops in this country, because of policy, procedure, and protocol, are such scumbags that that we have to cover them, you know. And right now, currently, I'm working on a few different things. I'm working on my book. I'm working on a technology. Some things I'm working on to finish right now, but there's times when things happen on video where I have to stop what I'm doing and I have to go live here and we have to talk about some things that we're seeing on camera. So what is going on, Bug Shorts? What's going on, Robert? Let me just spend 1 minute here saying hello to everybody. Charmaine Jones is in the room. Marauder, OTVO. Put it in the chat, you guys. OTVO. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. OTVO. Brandy Swaney. Les Paul. Dan Hanlon's in the mother trucking room. Justin Barnes is here. Holy snarling snake shit. Jody Shiloh. Josh John on TV. What's up, Josh John? Good to see you, man. Put where you guys are watching from, what city and state. Salim Allah is in the room, everybody. Salam Allah. Good to see you, my friend. Christine is here. What is going on out there in the land of the unfree America? Because this is not free. And I've got so many videos. And listen, we're gonna go through cop shit. We're gonna go through politics shit. There's just so much garbage going on in the world out there that it's almost impossible to really. But I'm gonna start with this video today because what this video shows is that you can shoot somebody in the leg. You could shoot somebody in the leg. You don't have to shoot somebody 400 times center mass and try to kill them. And what this one says is, Komi, Russia, man who earlier stabbed his girlfriend attacks cops with a knife. He's sentenced to forced labor. He has to do labor. Justin Barnes in Albany, Oregon. Thanks for the super chat. Rago Monkey. I just watched a bunch of your Instagrams the other day, Rago Monkey. I sat there and just scrolled through your Instagram for like an hour the other day. You know, sometimes we get stuck in that thing where you're watching someone's content. I was you the other day, Rago Monkey. Everybody welcome my friend Rago Monkey to the chat. What's up, Playboy? So I want to show you guys this. This guy stabbed his girlfriend earlier, and now the cops have come to his house.
Нож на землю! Буду применять. Нож на землю положи. Положи, мужик. Не шути. Все нормально будет. Положи. А если я его кину? Положи. Зайди, посмотри. Ну выкинь. Без резких движений. Зайди. Без резких движений.
How many shots do the cops fire at us here? How many bullets do the police fire at you here? Do they mag dump? Is that what happens here in America? Do the cops mag dump into you? Do they unload the entire gun into the person? Les Paul, is that what happens typically? Is that what happens typically, Dan Hanlon? This is what happens typically, right? When the cops show up and you have a gun, what do? They unload, they drop the entire magazine, mag dump into you, right? Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. Right, Bugs? Is that true?
Все? Точно? Ты ССВО? Чуть дальше. Дальше.
He has a knife in his hand. You can see it, right? He's got a knife in his hand right there. He has a knife in his hand. But what are the cops in Russia going to do?
Ну положи нож. Я пистолет уберу. Я пистолет уберу. Все. Убери ножик.
There's the first shot. Does he hit him in the leg? I don't know if he does or not because the guy stops. So there was 3 shots. It took the Russian cop 3 shots to drop a guy who's got a knife that is coming at him. It took him 3 shots. In America, they mag dump center mass to kill you. In Russia, he shoots him 3 times in the legs. 3 times in the legs.
Она сама порезалась?
Нет, я ее порезал.
Ну положи нож.
Положи на пол, положи.
Я пистолет уберу.
Ты ножик просто
Я
убери,
пистолет
всё.
уберу. Все.
Убери ножик.
One shot.
Нож положи. Нож положи. Нож.
Shoots him in the legs. Mad Hatter, as soon as this live stream is over, you and I will jump on a call. Jeff Vacone with the $20 super chat. Team DLZ, we don't stop. Mad Hatter with the $2 super chat. 3 super chats in the first few minutes. Justin Barnes, right on. Thanks for the super chats, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. We don't stop, Jeff Vacone.
Наручники. Давайте этому.
Oh, yeah. So right off the bat, because we showed what the reality of life is, we showed that in Russia, the Russian cops, instead of mag dumping and offing a man and killing him, instead, Harry Bird, they shoot him in the legs. But they'll demonetize and age restrict my video for it.
Ну выкинь. Без
Love you
резких
too,
движений.
Rosemary.
Без резких движений. Все? Точно? Ты ССВО? Чуть дальше. Дальше.
Девушка порезана.
Она сама порезалась?
Нет,
So you mean you don't have to kill people?
Положи на пол, положи.
Я
просто
пистолет уберу.
Ты ножик просто
Я
убери,
пистолет
всё.
уберу. Все.
Убери ножик.
Положи, сказал, нож. Нож положи. Нож положи. Нож.
3 shots, not a mag dump, 3 shots, and it stopped the guy who had just stabbed his girlfriend and was going after the cops with a knife. 3 shots, I think 2 of them hit. In the legs, the guy's down, he's still alive. Read the top of the caption right here. It says, sentenced to do forced labor because he's still alive. But the cops here in America, they kill us. They kill your mentally ill cousin, your brother, your cousin, your best friend. They kill us here. We are not looking quite like land of the free, home of the brave anymore, are we? Now that social media has shown us that we can see what happens in other countries, we're seeing, everybody says, oh, America's the freest place on earth. No, it's not. I love this country. I was born here. I was raised here. My family has fought in every single war since the Revolutionary War away from England. So I support America. I'm all for it. But we're seeing in other countries that there are ways to handle things without killing people. He shot him 3 times. 3 shots at him.
I almost got detained by an ICE agent on my mail route. All right, man, so look, I swear I never thought I would be in a position to get deported from the country that I was born in. So, like, I'm out here doing my mail route as usual, just trying to finish up the day. And the next thing I know, like, it's an ICE agent, like, telling me to put my hands where he can see them. So at first, I thought it was like a joke or something. I'm like, sir, like, you know, I'm with the U.S. Post Office. I'm literally at work. But he not laughing. He, like, circling around me, like, what country I'm from, where was I born, and if the vehicle was mine. So I pull out my little ID, whatever, and, you know, I show him my work scanner. I even show him, like, my little mail keys, whatever.
Put a 1 in the chat if power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. Put a 1 in the chat if this is a power-hungry federal agent who just went and signed up with no background check, nothing, and now he's a federal agent.
So he's still not buying it. Like, he like, you know, it's a federal offense to impersonate a postal worker, right? Bro, my heart dropped as soon as he said that. Like, how do you even prove, like, you work somewhere when the person doesn't want to believe you? So the next thing I know, another agent walk up, hand near his holster, and I'm just standing there with my mail bag, like, halfway open, like, sir, like, these are bills and coupons, like, not contraband. So they starting to ask if I got documentation proving if I'm a U.S. citizen. I said, yeah, like, my birth certificate, like, it's at home. And one of them radios in, and I hear him say, possible impersonator claims he's USPS. That's when I realized, like, okay, they, like, dead serious.
No, they are dead serious because power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. This administration has given these federal agents absolute power over us. Dan Hanlon with the super chat. I decided to join the super chat party. Support you all the way. Thank you, Dan Hanlon. I appreciate you, man. Thanks, bro.
So I had to get him my supervisor number like on the spot, and they actually called my station. And thank God my supervisor answered. She like, oh yeah, Brian, like he's one of our carriers. Like, and the agent just looked at me for a second, nodded, and goes, next time wear your full uniform. And then walked off just like nothing happened. Just like messed my whole morning up, bro. So I don't know, y'all. At this point, I just sat back in my truck for a minute just thinking like, yo, it's crazy how like things can just like flip instantly. Like, 1 second you delivering people's mail, and next second you explaining like why you exist here. I don't know, y'all. That was a crazy situation. Like, since that day, like, I don't step foot outside. I try to have my full uniform on, have my badge on. I don't got it right now, whatever.
Look at the mental state that this man has been put in, where he says now he won't step outside unless he has his badge on, his uniform. You have to be identified in this country or ICE is going to round you up. And before your family can even complain, you're in Nigeria or you're in El Salvador or you're in Uzbekistan, wherever Trump could cut a deal to pay them the least amount of money to put you in a hole.
But, I mean, because out here, like, being a federal worker don't always protect you. So, I don't know. That's crazy. What y'all think I should do, chat? I don't know. Let me know something, chat. Let me know something.
There's nobody to complain to. There's nobody to go to say, here's the name and badge number of the guy that came up and threatened me, even when I was wearing a postal uniform, because they don't want you to question anything. They want you to have to do whatever you...
Caught on camera as federal agents drag away a blind protester at Portland's ICE facility. At 5 o'clock, I'm Jeff Gianola.
I'm Elizabeth Din. Protesters caught the controversial arrest on video Saturday. Now to our Ariel Salk. She spoke with some of them. And Ariel, what did they say?
Yeah, so, you know, they tell me that this man is just full of joy. He's often out here dancing. So that's why what they saw this Saturday was so shocking.
It was heartbreaking to see him being dragged the way he was.
Take a look at these videos, each taken from different sides of the ICE building. You can see Quinn Abel, a blind man wearing a neon vest, sitting on the side of the driveway to the facility. Next to him is a thick blue line on the ground federal agents made to indicate when protesters are crossing onto federal property, allowing them to arrest people for trespassing.
They're not past the blue line. That's the line that they don't supposed to cross. And he was on the sidewalk.
That's when you see several federal agents circling around him, grabbing him by his limbs, carrying him into the ICE building before losing their grip, causing him to hit his head on the pavement. The video then shows officers dragging him past the gate, with more agents getting involved, cuffing him as the man wiggled on the ground, one agent picking up his white cane.
The visceral reaction was to just not continue videotaping and get the angle, but I just couldn't keep it out. I had to keep him in frame. And it just hurt my heart.
It was shocking. And you can see in the video where I'm very vocal, and then you can see my breath. My breath was taken away. Because like, what threat does that man represent to the agents of the state or property?
I reached out to the Department of Homeland Security. They sent a statement that reads in part, this rioter was arrested after he blatantly disobeyed law enforcement.
Notice the words that they're using, and the mainstream media isn't pushing back against those words. They want us to use he, him in our Instagram profile to control the words that we use so that they can program us, Fred Wagner. And then here, the mainstream media puts this rioter was arrested after he blatantly disobeyed law enforcement. They're still calling these federal Nazis law enforcement, and they're calling him a rioter. And that's the problem right there. The mainstream state-run media, Sacramento Cop Watch is in the chat, everybody. The main state-run media is in it against us. They're saying this rioter, we saw him sitting patiently at a blue line. Remember, you have to correct these words when they say this rioter disobeyed law enforcement. Those guys are not law enforcers. Those are Nazi brown shirts is what those are.
Enforcement orders to remain off federal property, obstructed law enforcement, and continued to block the driveway so vehicles could not enter or exit the ICE facility. I spoke with Abel today over the phone. He tells me he's too emotional to speak today, too afraid even to leave his home, but he does want his story told. He says he's being charged with failure to comply. His friends set up a GoFundMe.
And look at how the inhumanity of how he's being treated. Take a look at the inhumanity. They are pulling his legs up above his head. They have no standard of care. There's no sort of care for this man at all whatsoever. As far as they're concerned, he's broken the law. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm transphobic. I'm one of the few First Amendment auditors who is not transphobic. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
To help him with medical bills and legal support.
He was basically the most joyous
Look at that
guy.
Look at that. Look at how this person's being treated.
A GoFundMe to help.
Look at that. They lifted up his feet above his head and they're dragging him.
Bills and legal support.
He was basically the most joyous guy in the crowd. Honestly, whenever I saw him in the crowd, every day it brought a smile to my face. He is the life of this party that we're having on the street, and they took him away.
Now, I also reached out to the
What a nightmare.
FBI. They have been releasing daily stats of arrests and fines, but now they're pivoting to a different system, releasing that information once a week. Reporting live in South Portland, Ariel Salk, Point 6 News.
It's just disgusting. I don't know. Someone's saying I'm transphobic, which is... That doesn't at all describe my personality or what I've said out loud live on hundreds of occasions. It's just ridiculously preposterous. I don't know why someone would... I do know why. To sow the seeds of discourse, to make it so that someone's bad. And I'm not bad. So it's just another regular attack. I'm used to it. You just keep going. You just keep going. So, and it's funny because, as you guys know, I have a large following of young black men who started with on TikTok in 2000. And I still see a lot of those guys. I'm in touch with a lot of those guys. And a lot of the black community kind of went to the right. A lot of young black men and some of the black creators on YouTube voted for this dumpster fire in office. And so now you got to listen to this because this is, this woman Joy. I don't really ever listen to her. I've never watched her show. I know that she's a talking head for the state-run media. Remember, left or right, Fox or CNN, two wings of the same bird, just giving you propaganda in two different directions. This story, though, is a little interesting.
The Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem's outfit, is now weaponizing social media against the American people and putting Americans' lives at risk. The Department of Homeland Security ex-Twitter account posted this video purporting to show a group of young black men threatening ICE agents, saying there's a video.
So they took this video and they made it look like they changed the caption. ICE were on the way, word in the street, cartels put out a $50,000 bounty on y'all. Well, let me tell you something. That caption is fake. This video had nothing to do with threatening ICE agents.
50,000 bounty on your heads, and we're coming for you. And then they make a threat back and say that if you threaten ICE agents, we're coming.
And then Homeland Security, through their Twitter account, they put this post: if you threaten or lay hands on our law enforcement officers, we will hunt you down and you will find out real quick. And they put FAFO. Look at that. Our federal government now believes that it's their job to threaten us. FAFO. That's what they actually think. That is so morbid that the federal government believes that they can just threaten people through their Twitter account.
Communicate you. An astute user on X Twitter noticed that the Homeland Security video, which is a TikTok video, they've actually changed the caption on the video. The original TikTok video has a completely different caption that's not about ICE at all. It's about Iran. They even changed the music. That's how you know it was re-edited, because the musical track on the clip.
So here was the actual caption. You seen what we can do. Don't say something that you can't finish. We already united. We stand. We want all the smoke. So I believe this is a dance video.
It is different. The caption is completely different. And they've essentially used this young man's video in order to create a fake appearance, a fake threat against ICE from young black men. So they've weaponized anti-blackness. They've weaponized a lie that the...
They just created it. This is what the government is doing now. They're using technology, AI, to make it as though these group of young black men were threatening ICE, and it was absolutely fake. What's going on, Pig Hunter? Good to see you.
These federal agents are being threatened and that there's a bounty on their heads, which they've apparently made up.
They made it up.
And they're using anti-blackness in order to create this fake sense of threat. That is your government using your resources, your tax dollars, in order to weaponize American social media to get those Americans death threats, because that's what's happening to this young man. Here's a little bit of his video in which he talks about the fact that since this video has gone viral, he's now getting death threats. Take a listen.
I get threats daily on IG and everywhere all over my social media all of a sudden due to an old video I posted months ago about Iran. What the fuck? Well, then I posted this like months ago. Then I seen the caption, and then I was like, wait, I didn't do that. I still got the video saved on my draft months ago on TikTok, bro. I'm gonna pull it up right here.
That he should sue for defamation. That's absolute, complete, and total defamation. You can't misrepresent this man that he was threatening ICE agents. Sacramento Lenny.
Here's the fucked up part. The federal government is involved with something that I didn't do.
So this is insane. First of all, that young man should sue, paging Ben Crump, or any lawyers that want to try to represent him. He should absolutely sue.
Yeah.
But secondly, the fact that your government is actually creating this false sense of threat using your social media, that should ring alarms for you.
Yeah.
And secondly, it is those federal agents or whatever they are that are masked, showing up in regular clothes, gang tackling people in the streets, not showing their faces, not showing warrants, busting into people's homes, grabbing people who have their children with them, going into school pickup lines, crashed into people's cars, and then arrested the people in the cars that they hit. There's been a drunk driving incident. They want you to believe that the real threat is young black men who are threatening ICE agents.
No, I'm sorry. Let me correct her a little bit, okay? The young black man has been the easy scapegoat for anything, for crime, for gangs, for drugs, for violence. If a woman got raped, it was the young black guy. And so what Homeland Security is doing is they're just playing into, I would say probably a third of the right. I would say probably 1/3 of MAGA, 1/3 of Republicans hold deeply, deeply racist positions. I know this because I come from a right-wing family. And at least a third of my cousins, all of them, have deeply racist positions. So they're just tapping into the old idea that we can just blame the black guys. And that's what they did here, plain as day. You can absolutely see it. And so now this video right here, read the caption here. This plaza is restricted from First Amendment activity. So when you decide, when the government is able to decide who is allowed to assemble and protest and speech and petition and press, then what happens is you get government agents like this dirty pig right here who's going to create bullshit, create the lies, create absolute lies. And that's what he does here. And this is going to go directly against your First Amendment right to speech, to protest, to assemble, to petition.
It's gonna go down.
Okay.
We're gonna place you under arrest.
For what?
Bring the flag down.
This is a First Amendment right. It's a right to protest. It's protected under First Amendment right. Did you know that?
First Amendment right. If you arrest them, you're going to make a
Who's the organizer?
whole... Go around that way. Over there. They're over there. Yeah, you move. You move.
All right. Bring the flag all the way down. All the way down. If it
If
goes
you
up again,
get arrested, it's a First Amendment right.
Now, this plaza
It's a First
is
Amendment
restricted
right.
from First Amendment activity.
No.
No, it's not. No, it's not. If you have to be arrested, then you get arrested. It's horrible. It's horrible.
All of Capitol Hill.
No, that doesn't happen. That's not a thing, bro. That's not...
Put a 1 in the chat if you have a First Amendment right to fly a flag in that plaza. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a First Amendment right to assemble, to petition, to be press. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe in our constitutional rights.
What's your name and badge number, sir?
Let's have a conversation.
What?
Because I have it on video. Can you follow me?
But look, the guy's rolling up his flag. He's complying. He's complying.
I just have to get his name and badge number, and then I'm good to go. What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name is Sergeant Giannotti. Badge number is 4567. When this is done, I can show you guys all the law.
I just have to get his name and badge number, and then I'm good to go. What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name is Sergeant Giannotti.
Sergeant Giannotti. You know, if only there was an organization, that all that organization did was fight for our First Amendment rights. If only there was an organization and all the organization did was fight for our First Amendment rights. That would be great, wouldn't it? And I love how this starts off.
It's going to go down.
Okay.
We're going to place you under arrest.
For what?
Bring the flag down.
This is a First Amendment right. It's a right to protest. It's protected under First Amendment right. Did you know that?
First Amendment right. If you arrest them, you're going to make a
Who's the
whole...
organizer?
Go around that way. Over there. They're over there. Yeah, you move. You move.
All right. Bring the flag all the way down. All the way down. If it
If
goes up
you
again,
get arrested, it's a First Amendment right.
now, this plaza
It's a First
is
Amendment
restricted
right.
from First Amendment activity.
No.
All of Capitol Hill.
No, that doesn't happen. That's not a thing, bro. That's not the Constitution. Bro.
It is not. It is not. It is not.
What?
That's we have First Amendment Protection Agency in the chat. It is not. And First Amendment Protection Agency will tell you the same thing that I'm going to tell you now. Your First Amendment is not limited in a plaza. That's not true. Because they say this plaza, no.
Can you follow me? I just have to get his name and badge number, and then I'm good to go. What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name is Sergeant Giannotti. Badge number is 4567. When this is done, I can show you guys all the laws.
If only there was just an organization that all it did was take on First Amendment cases. Could you imagine that? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be amazing?
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, you do have a problem with it because it's not what you want to be protesting.
I don't see any tape.
Sir, you need to back up.
I'm back. I'm far enough. Take. Hey, y'all need to relax, man. Take it easy. Why y'all so hostile?
You need to go back to that tree.
Well, if this is a crime scene, then you need to put tape up.
Sir, I'm not asking
Ma'am,
you.
ma'am, what is your badge number?
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. You can look. Keep going.
You know they're teaching, right? In the academy, they teach them, first I'm going to ask you, then I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you. And I guess nobody ever sat down with these dirty pigs and said, well, let's just role play through that real quick and see what the public see, how they see it. Could you imagine if at the academy when they said, first I'm going to tell you, Wilderness Pig with 50 gifted memberships. Holy snarl and snake shit. What's up, Wilderness Pig? Good to see you, brother. 50 gifted memberships to the people watching in the crowd. Thanks a lot, Wilderness Pig. First, I'm going to ask you, then I'm going to tell you, then I'm going to make you.
Number? You're going to tell me what to do.
But I need you to stay out of my crime scene. So you
There's
need
no.
to back
I don't see any tape.
Sir, you need to back up.
I'm back. I'm far enough. Take. Hey, y'all need to relax, man. Take it easy. Why y'all so hostile? Well, if this is a crime scene, then you need to put tape up.
You need to go back to the tree where you can't see what's being filmed.
Ma'am, what is your badge number?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, you can look. Keep going.
Keep backing up where you can't see the scene. Keep backing up where you can't film what they're doing. And look at the dirty pigtails. Look at the pigtails. The true DEI hires are the pigtails standing there.
Hey, when you go home, don't kick your dog. I see you got a lot of anger on you.
It's exactly what she
you
does.
Beat your husband. You're probably not even married.
That's exactly what she does. As long as you have a camera, as long as there is a public street, as long as there is a sidewalk, you have a right to film cops. And when they come up to you and tell you to go stand over here or go stand over there, you say, I'll take a step back, officer, but this is where I'm going to stand to film this interaction. It's my right. Like First Amendment Protection Agency says, I'm stress testing our First Amendment right to be press in public spaces. That's exactly how every one of us should do it, just like that.
Well, tonight...
Let me tell you, the title of this video right here is Prison Employee Record Sex Tapes with Inmates.
King 5 investigators exposed the most damaging evidence yet, showing the chaos inside the state of Washington's largest lockup for young offenders.
King 5's Chris Ingalls has obtained sex tapes from inside the facility's walls, proof of security officers having sex with inmates while leaving their posts empty and unsecured. A warning for you, this story does contain some graphic content.
Thanks a lot, Wilderness Pig. Appreciate the gifted memberships, you guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. BZ Watchdog said, Chille, they're teaching them to approach it and explain, you can record, but you have to do it way over there or you're interfering. That's not true. In almost every state in America, in almost every state, the statute is you have to willingly hinder, delay, or obstruct. You filming from across the street is not willingly. I don't know where Chevy is. I haven't seen him. Chevy!
A young couple in a private locked room recording an intimate moment. In this day and age, it may not be that uncommon.
I've never been in love like this.
What's extraordinary about this tape? Where it's happening and who these people are. They're locked away in a linen closet at Washington's maximum security juvenile detention center. The Green Hill School in Chehalis houses males up to the age of 25 convicted of violent crimes. 22-year-old Robert Thompson is an inmate. Emily Baker is the Green Hill security officer on duty for the night shift. Equally jolting as a sex tape behind bars is the incredible lack of security.
Wow, did you see it? Wow.
Emily Baker is the Green Hill security officer on duty for the night shift. Equally jolting as a sex tape behind bars is the incredible lack of security that allowed it to happen. Records obtained by King 5 show at 4:55 in the morning, during strict lockdown hours, another security officer unlocked Thompson's cell under the pretense that Baker needed the inmate to tidy up the linen closet.
It hurts to be looked at as a killer and a person without sorrow.
As King 5 reported in 2022, Thompson is serving 40 years for the murders of Puyallup shopkeeper Soonja Nam and Thompson's accomplice, who he feared would turn him into police. Despite that violent history, records show Thompson spent 18 minutes locked away in the linen closet, alone with Baker, before this happened. A knock at the door that's followed a minute later by a phone call.
Everybody in there's going to talk. No matter how much you think people keep secrets, they don't.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
In all honesty, Emily, it made me feel very uncomfortable.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do that.
It's unclear who the man is.
No, she was trying to do that. Complying Borg with the $10 super chat. Thanks a lot. Delete Lawz, the statement of online learning. Oh, I understand what you said, BZ. I get it. We'll get into it in 1 second.
That's scolding Baker on the phone.
But what Gustavo used his Fifth Amendment cop cards today. You used these cards today, Gustavo? Did you really? Holy shit. Right on. I hope you got a video of that. Send it to me if you did.
Maybe the same employee who unlocked Thompson's cell door. The secret rendezvous seems like something that would be nearly impossible to pull off in a high-security facility with cameras everywhere. But we've learned it's happened more than once.
Oh my God.
This is another sex tape. That's security officer Michelle Goodman last year, 3 months before Baker's tape. She's having sex with...
What? What? So there she is standing there and she's ready just to get down with the dude in prison. Can I tell you something? I was in jail last year for 4 months. There's nothing clean about being in jail. It's filthy. So they set up a camera right here. And then there this woman is who's a security guard at the jail. And she's standing there ready to get it. Is that what's going on?
Oh my God.
This is another sex tape. That's security officer Michelle Goodman last year, 3 months before Baker's tape. She's having sex with a 23-year-old inmate, unidentified in court records, in the employee locker room at Green Hill. Goodman was fired last year for...
Well, it looks like she was just cleaning her teeth with his stick is what it looked like. He just pulls his shirt up.
She's having sex with a 23-year-old inmate, unidentified...
And she drops down on her knees is what it looks like to me.
Court records in the employee locker room at Green Hill. Goodman was fired last year for inappropriate non-sexual contact with inmates. The sex tape later came to light in a civil suit filed by the 23-year-old inmate.
Can you imagine how dirty that is, what she's doing right there? You don't get to be clean in jail. It's disgusting.
Thank you, everyone. You can be seated.
Last month, Goodman faced a charge of custodial sexual misconduct.
Or misconduct, excuse me, in the first degree.
Guilty.
And admitted to the sex tape crime.
So let me ask you a question. How long should you get in trouble for it? Let's say that she did the crime. I mean, we saw her drop down and do what she was going to do with the guy. How long should she go to jail for? Should she be arrested? Should she get jail time? Just tell me, put in the comment section, how long should this woman be put in jail for having sex with an inmate when he's locked up? I just want to see what you guys think. I know what the sentence was. They're about to tell you, but I want you to put in the chat, how long do you think this woman should be locked up for having sex with an inmate?
Baker also pleaded guilty to her crimes and was sentenced earlier this month to 7 years in prison.
Parties agreed to recommend to the court that
7 years in prison. 7 years in prison. I don't know if 7 years is quite the right amount of, I mean, it sounds a little bit excessive to me. That should be probation with an outpatient program for having an addiction to sex if you're sleeping with inmates. Putting someone in jail for not doing anything violent is crazy to me. It's crazy. Wilderness Pig, this is the worst Love Island ever. Wilderness Pig with a super chat.
I imposed 84 months, followed by the 36 months of community custody.
In addition to their sex crimes, both women admitted to smuggling contraband into Green Hill, like cell phones and marijuana.
So where did the drugs and alcohol come from? Thanks, Wilderness Pig, for the super chat. Everybody say thank you to Wilderness Pig. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Wilderness. So who's smuggling in the contraband?
36 months of community custody.
In addition to their sex crimes, both women admitted to...
So the drugs, the vape pens, the cell phones, put a 1 in the chat if you agree, if this is true, that the guards are the ones who are funneling the drugs and the phones and the vapes into the jails and selling them or trading sexual favors for them. We're seeing it happen here. Brought vape pens and a couple of cell phones, including contraband, but they didn't say what they were, but the guards are bringing it in.
Smuggling contraband into Green Hill, like cell phones and marijuana. According to the Lewis County deputy prosecutor who charged the women, it's a complete breakdown in security.
It tells me that there's something wrong with the environment. It shouldn't be happening.
There's something wrong with the environment. There's something wrong with the environment in every single dungeon. In every dungeon, there's something wrong with the culture and the environment. Locking people in cage and giving one person absolute power over the other people is the problem. Pig Hunter knows that. Sevenfold knows it.
This is during lockdown hours, and it tells me that there's more going on that we haven't been able to find out about everything that's going on in Green Hill.
The emphasis at juvenile facilities is rehabilitation. Taxpayers fund job training and education and programs.
And this is what we should be doing.
It should provide rigorous therapy in hopes that young people come out better than they went in. State records show the cost of housing an inmate at Green Hill is $625 per day. That's 3.5 times more than it takes to house adults at Walla Walla, also maximum security.
To think that we can put them in prison and then I hope it's all okay when they get out.
There it is right there. This woman is the main reason why I even wanted to show this to you. Dr. Jill Sharkey, listen to what she says here. And this is the reason why I'm against jails and prisons. They don't work.
And to think they won't be a criminal when they...
At Walla Walla, also maximum security.
To think that we can put them in prison and then I hope it's all okay when they get out. And to think
that we can put them in prisons and cages and then just close our eyes and be like, okay, when they get out in 7 years for armed robbery, they're going to be a much better person. It is so stupid. And it only hurts you and I. It hurts us. It hurts the people. You put someone in jail for years on end with no education, they come out worse.
Think they won't be a criminal when they get out, when we train them to be a criminal.
Jill Sharkey.
Put a 1 in the chat if I'm telling you the truth. If you put someone in jail, and you guys double tap the screen, hit the like button. Everybody tap on your screen or hit the thumbs up for me if you would, please. I appreciate it. If you put somebody in jail and you don't give them any education, they come out worse. They're not going to come out any better.
Professor and researcher at the University of California, Santa Barbara, studies juvenile punishment and mental health. She says when detention center staff fails the young inmates, rehabilitation fails too.
100%. It's the culture of the place that allows it. And
the culture of the place is that you put somebody in a fucking dungeon and treat them like shit for 20 hours a day. Maybe 2 or 3 hours they get to be a normal person inside of a cage.
The culture needs to change.
So these cases are so crazy, we went straight up to the governor's office for a reaction to all this. A spokesperson says Governor Ferguson inherited a challenging situation. In his first year, she says the governor's appointed a new DCYF secretary and new superintendents at all 3 secure juvenile rehabilitation centers in Washington. So you might call that cleaning house. And DCYF also says it's proposing things like changes to the staffing model so counselors don't have to work as security officers. They can focus more on inmates' mental health. But you can see there's a lot of things going on there, and it needs a lot of work.
And it's so shocking just to see the things that you have found that have been recorded. Okay, you've reported on a large number of lawsuits that Green Hill has already settled. What's the latest on that?
Well, the state actually settled the biggest one yet in April, $12 million to the family of a young inmate who overdosed on fentanyl, which has also been a problem inside that lockup. And there's more.
And who brought the fentanyl in? I'm going to guess the guards.
$18 million in settlements at Green Hill since 2020. And that's another way the taxpayers are stuck with the cost if this institution loses its way. It gets very expensive for all of us.
Some people wondering the video.
If it loses its way.
We're asking the same question we were.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, thank you.
Yeah.
So in this video right here, let me summarize the last one. So in this video, you're going to hear about a prison for men under the age of 25, and the women guards there are sleeping with them, getting sexual favors for cell phones and vapes, which is what's happening. Why else would that? Well, I guess if you're in that situation, you will eventually be willing to do anything. And I mean that with physically with another human being, because that one guard wasn't exactly attractive.
Police! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Manos arriba! Manos arriba! Venga aquí! Venga aquí! Sal para afuera con las manos arriba! Salga para afuera! No te muevas! Manos arriba!
They come into your house as you're laying next to a baby. They point their guns at you and tell you to put your hands up. She's laying in bed. You can hear the baby crying. B Nasty said, the therapists don't give a fuck about you. They treat you like shit in jail too. Oh, I know it. Rosemary said, keep the super chats coming. I love the love that flows in here. I'm in mad pain, so I have to go. Love your work, Chille. Stay glorious. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks. I'm sorry to hear that about B's Nasty. I'm sorry to hear it, dude. Put your hands above your head. And what is their crime? That they're here illegally. Illegal's illegal. Illegal's illegal. It's just disgusting. So Pristine Biscuits just put, I know this clip. This person was legal, and hearing that child is just so sad. But then someone else chimes in here and says, go ICE. Oh, yay. You love home invasions? Fourth Amendment violations? You're down for that? More home invasions. So listen, I will ship trifolds off tomorrow. I have not shipped trifolds this week. I will ship trifolds off tomorrow. Tomorrow trifolds will get shipped. It's just, you just saw how they just walked into that woman's house, and it was the wrong house. The woman was here legally, and they point guns at your head. And I'm just covering the stuff that's on the news. So just listen to this. This to me, this is not America. You get something called due process. Even if you are a drug dealer from Venezuela, you still get due process. And if we kill all the Venezuelan drug dealers, drugs will come in from other countries. Haven't you ever seen the movie called Traffic? Michael Douglas film where they really lay out that there's no stopping the importation of drugs. We can't stop it. It's not possible to stop Americans importing drugs. It can't be done. There's too many. Remember, all I have to do is walk across this much of a border and I get through with the drugs. It only takes this much fentanyl, as big as my phone, to get an entire city high. So it's just, yeah, Steven, you're in the wrong chat, bro. There's other channels you're going to like better than this one. I don't support Trump. I don't support ICE. You probably won't like this channel very much, Steven.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country.
It won't work. It doesn't work. I mean, literally, he says that he's going to kill people that we don't know if they're bringing drugs in the country or not. We have no idea. But we're just going to kill people without any due process.
Approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay?
They're going to be like dead, okay?
And Mr. President, if...
So what about Mexico? What about Canada? What about every seaport that we have in this country? There's so much space for drugs to be imported into our country. You're not going to kill a couple boats in Venezuela and stop the drug problem. That's just so stupid.
If you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay.
That is just preposterous. We're just going to kill people who are bringing drugs into our country. But right. The CBC just put in there, who's the number one drug dealer in America? The DEA. Who's the number two dealer? The CIA. Or switch them. Number one is the CIA. Number two is the DEA. The biggest drug dealers in our world, in the entire globe, is the DEA and the CIA. And that's a fact. Put a 1 in the chat if you know it. If you know it. If you know it. It's just. And the sheeple are just unbelievable. The sheeple who just blindly listen to anything this dumpster fire says, it's just unbelievable.
Okay, we're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
They're going to be like dead. $5 super chat from Mad Hatter. Chille taking on my specialty prisons and jails corruption while I'm in my truck driving. I can't interact. I'll call you after this live stream, Mad Hatter.
Okay.
We're just going to kill
Mr.
people
President,
dead.
If you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay.
Wow. And the fact that this guy has as many people that support him that they do, it just is crazy to me. I mean, until it's your brother or your cousin or your best friend who gets iced or gets killed because, hey, if you're a hammer, then everything's a nail. And that's what we're facing.
Found what sent an 18-year-old to the hospital with a traumatic brain injury because he had spent less than...
So the title of this video here is 18-year-old in coma after spending less than 24 hours in Oklahoma jail. So Oklahoma is this place where they lock you up for decades, for absolute decades. Oklahoma is a real horrible place. I got a couple cases I'm working on right now out of Oklahoma. I got a couple cases that are just unbelievable. You're going to protect the cartels. Let me chime in, you fucking moron. Hey, you fucking moron. I'm going to protect the cartels. The cartels are the DEA and the CIA, you fucking moron. Why don't you wake up? The drug cartels are the United States government. I'm sorry to you're going to protect the cartels? You dumb shit. The cartels are the government, is the United States government. When we created the war on drugs in 1971 with Richard Nixon, that's what created the black market. The black market then got filled with agencies from government, from the Venezuelan government, from the Colombian government, and from the American government. You stupid fuck. The biggest drug dealer in the entire world is the DEA and the CIA. You fucking retard. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You are a fucking retard if you don't know what's actually going on. And I'm sorry to be so rude to someone who's in the chat, but you're a fucking moron. Truly. You're going to protect the cartels? The United States government created the cartels, you moron. The biggest drug cartel in America is the CIA and the DEA. The biggest pimps in America are cops. You know who runs the most drugs in this country? Police do. You moron. You fucking dumb shit. It's called the Iran-Contra scandal, you fucking moron. Does anybody not know about the Iran-Contra scandal where the CIA was dealing drugs and arms? You think that stopped? Fucking dumb shit. Trump! All I have to say is Trump or MAGA and it all makes sense. You fucking dumb shit. There's this little thing called facts that the CIA and the DEA are the biggest drug dealers in our country by far. You fucking moron. You're going to protect the cartels. The United States government created the cartels. That's what's created the cartels. You can't just say it's Trump or Biden or Bush or Clinton. It's all of them, you fucking moron. You're going to support the cartels? I don't have to support the cartels. The DEA and the CIA do. Fucking dumb shit.
Surround what sent an 18-year-old to the hospital with a traumatic brain injury because he had spent less than a day in the Oklahoma County jail.
And the next time his family saw him, he was in the hospital. News 4's Lauren Henry spoke with the young man's mother.
Antonio.
Hey, genius, who was the biggest alcohol swindler? Who was the biggest alcohol? Who during Prohibition from 1920 to 1933, who swindled the most alcohol? Who was it? Was it Al Capone's gang? Was it Lucky Luciano's gang? Or was it the FBI? If you guessed number 3, the FBI, you'd be right.
Hendricks spent less than 24 hours at the Oklahoma County Jail. Now he's in a coma, fighting for his life. His family still searching for answers.
My primary question is what happened to my son and who did it.
Your son got sent to a dungeon. Your son got sent to a dungeon where there are dungeon masters where they don't give a shit about him or his safety or anything about his life. They just want to hurt him. And that's what happened to your kid.
To court documents, Antonio Hendricks was pulled over for improper lane use near Southeast 44th and Sunny Lane. Police ended up arresting Hendricks after finding a gun in his waistband. They say he also didn't have a valid driver's license. We requested the body cam footage of the moments Oklahoma police officers took Hendricks into custody. It appears he is talking and walking normally. We know he made it to the county jail where this mugshot was taken.
The last call.
A 18-year-old kid. You may not like black people. You may say black people are the drug dealers and they're the criminals and all this stuff. But doesn't he look like an 18-year-old kid? I mean, I'm dealing with so much disgusting racism from people. I read it all the time in my comment section. But this kid's an 18-year-old boy.
We received from Antonio was about 11:45 a.m. The next call I received was at 6:14 p.m. saying that my son was in intensive care at SSM Midtown.
According to Mark Opgrand with the Oklahoma County Jail, Hendricks was booked into the jail at 7:15 Friday night. Hendricks' mother, Clovia Long, says the family paid the 18-year-old's bond that evening.
That jail had told us that they can have a 24 to 48 hour process to process him out.
24 to 48 hours where you sit on a metal or wooden bench, no bed, no pillow, no blanket. They just, and Letso TVO knows all about this. They put you in, as you go through booking in or processing out, it's absolute torture. You have no idea.
Normally, this is what Hendricks looks like. The next time his mother saw him, he was hospitalized.
Antonio has heavily been sedated, placed in a coma. He's doing better. They didn't find any more bleeds in the brain, but he still has a long way to go.
But how he ended up with a traumatic brain injury remains a mystery. His family is desperate to find out what happened to him after this photo was taken.
The guards bounced his head off the ground. They hit him in the head with sticks. They tasered him. They beat him. They put him in a chair and they attempted to kill him. That's what they did to him. Maybe one of those things is true, maybe all of them, but part of them are true. They beat him. They hurt him. Butch the Original. Think we're in Afghanistan. There's no war over here. This is the unfree America, says Butch the Original. That's what I'm talking about. That's literally what I'm talking about.
The Oklahoma City Police Department tells us their records indicate Hendricks had no injuries or medical needs when they took him to the jail. He spent the next 19 hours behind bars under the supervision of jailers. And the spokesman for the jail tells us Hendricks was officially released from their custody Saturday afternoon at 2:25. Less than 30 minutes after the jail says he was released, Hendricks was in St. Anthony Hospital's emergency room.
I was told by the physicians.
The guards beat, hurt, and kill people. We have dungeons in this country, and the dungeon masters hurt this man. They hurt this 18-year-old kid because maybe he didn't put his socks on fast enough. Maybe he didn't take off his pants fast enough. Maybe when he was told to bend over, spread his butt cheeks, he said, there's no reason for that. I don't need to bend over and spread my butt cheeks. And then they crammed his cranium in. Maybe that's what happened.
Here at St. Anthony's that Antonio was transported via IMSA, and that it was the jail that called IMSA and released him to IMSA.
Jail officials have given us little information about this case, only saying an individual who was recently booked into our facility was transported to the hospital upon release. Hendrick's mother says their family has been left in the dark.
No mother wants to see their child laying in a bed with tubes in their throat. My baby can't speak to me. As of right now, I can't even touch him. I can't kiss him because they don't want him agitated to cause him any further complications. So I'm just stuck here wondering, you know, what may be my son's outcome.
Did they have him torture cuffed to the bed? I didn't see it. Did they have him? Do they have him cuffed to the bed right here? I don't see any cuffs. I don't see him cuffed to the bed, but I don't know how bad he's hurt either.
I'm just stuck here wondering, you know, what may be my son's outcome.
In Oklahoma City, Lauren Henry, Oklahoma's News 4.
Now, we requested all security camera footage of Antonio Hendricks while he was inside the Oklahoma County Jail. A jail spokesperson told us it's their protocol to not release that type of video from inside the facility. However, we then sent the spokesperson several examples from the past where jail officials did release video from inside their facility. So far, our request has not been fulfilled.
See, this is, and let me come on camera and explain this to you guys. The biggest fight that we're in our lives right now, the number one fight is access to the cameras, access to the camera footage. That is chapter 1 of my book. We have to pass state constitutional amendments in Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Florida, California, Texas, that it is the people's right to get the body camera footage, meaning that a third-party agency must be created that intakes all of the data, all of the dash cam, all of the body cam. The third-party agency should have absolutely no connection with the police, no ex-cops, no cops, firewalled off. Police cannot talk to that third-party agency or they're fired. We have to get access to the camera footage. This is the number one fight for our freedom moving forward as we move into a Palantir social credit score system world. We have to get access to the camera footage. If I'm going to do an investigation, on that jail right there, I don't need 1 day of body camera footage. I need a week. Meaning there needs to be a third-party agency that intakes all of the data. They don't wait for the request. They redact everything that has to be redacted and kick out the footage so that all I have to do is chime in a little bit and get the footage. We already pay for it with our taxes. That's the fight that we're facing. That's the fight that we're facing. And if we don't get it done, we're in big trouble. If we don't get that camera footage where we get access to the camera footage, it's going to happen like this. Put a 1 in the chat if you can't get body camera footage. I know BZ Watchdog is one of those people. Put a 1 in the chat if you can't get body camera footage. It's a 1 for me. 3 different police agencies right now won't give me the body camera footage. It has to be the number one fight. If only there was an organization that all that organization did was fight for our First Amendment rights. If only. Maybe that could become a reality someday. Maybe that could become a reality. Would you support an organization? Put a 1 in the chat. Would you support an organization that all that organization does is fight for our First Amendment rights? Dr. Sean Berry's in the chat. I see you, brother. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you would support an organization that all they do is fight for our First Amendment rights. So a little bit of comedy, a little bit of brevity. I've known this comedian, Godfrey. I've known this guy for 25 years. We met at the Comedy Store in 2000. This comedian right here, I've known this guy for a little over 2 decades. Really cool human being in real life. And I think that this is a little bit of funny, a little bit of comedy right now. I think we probably could use a laugh.
I have the great Dr. Dre. He's a real doctor. He's a really good doctor. I have some good doctors. I never met a doctor that made beats. Never made it before. I don't know if he went to medical school, but I'm going to tell you right now, this guy has the best music. I love NWA.
Bro, I'm not doing this. No.
Negroes with attitudes.
We're not doing this.
He's a Negro with a great attitude. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite black producers. You're so great. You're so amazing. I swear to God, all your music The G thing is my favorite. You got to do a T thing, a Trump thing.
I did not approve this message.
I love this guy, Dr. Dre.
Marty said Donald Trump is the 21st century version of Hitler. I mean, it's bad. It's not good. He's not a good leader at all. I didn't like Biden. I didn't like Bush. I didn't like Clinton. I didn't like Obama. I don't like Trump the most. He's the worst. And BZ Watchdog said, Chille, getting the Hillsborough footage tomorrow. And that's a lot because of you guys who sent in massive requests.
I have the great Dr.
Right on,
Dre.
BZ.
He's a real doctor. He's a really good doctor. I have some good doctors. I never met a doctor that made beats. Never made it before. I don't know if he went to medical school. But I'm going to tell you right now, this guy has the best music. I love NWA.
Bro, I'm not doing this. No.
Negroes with attitudes.
We're not doing this.
He's a Negro with a great attitude. I love this guy. He's one of my favorite.
He sounds just like him, doesn't he?
Black producers.
He sounds just like him.
You're so amazing. I swear to God, all your music. The G thing is my favorite. You got to do a T thing, a Trump thing.
I did not approve this message.
I love this guy, Dr. Dre.
I mean, Godfrey's hilarious. That was really funny.
Homeland Security vehicles and armed agents. A massive federal operation unfolds on Canal Street.
Put a 1 in the chat if you don't support this shit. Put a 2 in the chat if you support this. Put a 1 in the chat if you do not support masked federal agents. It's so unbelievable. I do not support this at all whatsoever.
None of this is about public safety. It is about fear and chaos.
Street vendors targeted and
I agree with that.
detained protesters marching behind ICE agents as tensions escalate. Tonight, the federal raid on Canal Street. Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson. The Department of Homeland Security says this operation targeted illegal vendors. Dozens of agents took over Canal Street, questioning vendors and taking some into custody. Many New Yorkers who witnessed it started demonstrating against the sweep, and later buyers and sellers all but vanished from a typically bustling area. We have team coverage here tonight. Alicia Reed has more on how vendors are reacting. Let's begin with Naveen Dhaliwal and the latest on how this all went down.
I agree with what you guys see what Ripple Effect said. If you think this is bad, wait till people are hungry in November and there's no food stamps. I mean, I'm going to cover that story next, Ripple Effect. But the Trump administration is saying that they're not going to send out the SNAP benefits for November. That means if your family relied on food assistance, you're not going to have any food assistance. It's just incredibly insane to me.
It began as a planned enforcement action by federal agents. Erupted into chaos on Canal Street Tuesday afternoon. A scene of shouting and pushing as crowds yelled at ICE agents.
You should be disgusted with yourself.
The Department of Homeland Security says the federal raid was focused on cracking down on the sale of counterfeit goods involving agents from ICE, FBI, and ATF. It's unclear how many vendors were detained, but DHS says at least one protester was arrested for allegedly assaulting a federal officer. And in a statement saying in part, rioters who were shouting obscenities became violent and obstructed law enforcement duties.
You know, there may come a time when our country goes to violence. There may come a time when these guys have to be overran. There may come that time. Be on the lookout and be ready, because sooner or later there's going to be a pushback from the actual people and not just protesters. Sooner or later there's going to be a bigger pushback. If this continues, our country will go into a civil war.
And in a startling move, military-style trucks used by Homeland Security investigations drove through Lower Manhattan, escorted by armed federal agents.
There is no excuse for sending military-style vehicles and a national law enforcement response for street vendors.
None of this is about public safety. It is about fear and chaos.
Ordinary New Yorkers on their way home or coming home stood up and said what you were doing is shameful. And ICE's response to that was escalation and violence.
A spokesperson for Mayor Adams says undocumented New Yorkers trying to pursue the American dream should not be the target of law enforcement, and resources should instead be focused on violent criminals.
Exactly.
Protesters made their way to 26 Federal Plaza,
Exactly.
where those detained were taken.
The manner in which ICE is going into areas and just wreaking havoc, causing unsafe communities, this is clear. It's very obvious that this isn't making anyone safer.
Immigrants are an inherent part of the USA. They're not the problem in this country.
The NYPD says they were not involved, and this was an ICE enforcement operation. In Lower Manhattan, Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS News, New York.
We mentioned earlier.
It's just so unbelievable. It's just so unbelievable. You know, and I want to play something for you guys here so you understand my position here. Hold on a second.
The sweep led to an empty Canal Street tonight. Vendors worrying about what's next. Alicia Reed spoke with advocates who say that these workers are just trying to make a living.
Christine, these vendors are fearful they could be next. They opted not to go on camera, but say it was terrifying to watch ICE agents.
Put a 1 in the chat if you are not a bootlicker. Put a 1 in the chat if you are not a bootlicker. If you don't just back the government. The entire comply, you have to comply. Listen to what you're saying. You just need to comply with government. It's such a bullshit catchphrase. Just make sure you comply. Look what you're saying. You're saying that you agree with complying with anything the government wants without question, without pushback. Put a 1 in the chat if you are not a bootlicker. If you don't just lay down for the government. Oh, the government said so, so daddy government said so, we have to do it. It is such a scam. And so there's so many disgusting bootlickers. It's really bad.
What makes you think that I care about your opinion of me?
So someone just came in the chat a second ago and said some stupid shit to me, and this is my response to you. Someone just came in the chat and said, oh, Chille, I used to like you. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not, bro.
What makes you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me, so you ain't nothing you can do to me. I've been dealing with this foolishness since Pee Wee football, man.
I've been dealing with this nonsense since I became a personality on TikTok in 2020. People think, oh, Chille, I'm so disappointed in you. What about me would make you believe that I think hiring 40,000 new secret federal agents, that I would endorse that? Take your happy ass and get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit what you think. I don't support 40,000 new pigs who don't have a badge number, an agency number, and no accountability. What makes you think I would endorse that? You used to like me. What part of my channel did you ever get the impression that I like fucking cops? What part of my channel did you ever think that I like cops? And what part of my channel or my personality did you ever believe that I would endorse a cop-sucking president who hires 40,000 new fucking pigs who are raiding people's houses and violating the Fourth Amendment? And then your response is, well, if you don't like this country, don't like this country. We have a country based on the rule of law, on the Constitution, not based on ramming into people's houses without a warrant and saying, well, you got an illegal in there. What about me made you ever believe that I would endorse 40,000 new pigs? What about my channel? Someone says, oh, I used to like you. What about me made you believe that I would endorse secret police or a cop-sucking president? Get the fuck out of here, bro. It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. What makes you think that I would like cops?
I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what would change now that I'm coaching? Not a darn.
I was the guy that went to a city in Ohio and got a half a dozen cops fired. What are you talking about? What along the lines made you think all of a sudden, because Trump got 40,000 new cops, that I would be like, yay, 40,000 new cops?
What make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me, so you ain't nothing you could do to me. I've been dealing with this foolishness since Pee Wee football, man. I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what will change now that I'm coaching? Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I'm not even on the field. But I'm pretty sure I get every darn coach I'm playing against, head coaches, and anything you want to do. But I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinions people have of you. Long as that.
I don't give a shit what you think about me because I call out that we're living in a fascist police state. And if you don't know we're living in a fascist police state and this Pied Piper called the dumpster fire has led you astray, I'm sorry. Obama didn't fool me. Biden didn't fool me. I wasn't fooled by the Democrats. I'm not fooled by these retardicans. I'm not fooled one bit. Not even kind of, not even sort of. I'm not at all duped by Trump, who's running roughshod over our Constitution. So I don't give a shit if you used to like me or not. So I don't care. I'll get over it. I got plenty of people who support me, so I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it.
Right here in Lower Downtown back in 2022.
And former Denver police officer Brandon Ramos was found.
So this one right here, the title of this video is Jury Awards $19.75 million to bystander injured when Denver pigs fired in the Lodo shooting. So you don't think that I support pigs that shoot bystanders, do you? Anybody confused about my position? Just want to make sure I'm clear.
Found liable for 6 charges after firing into a crowded sidewalk as a fight broke out, injuring several bystanders. Channel 2's Vicente Arenas has the latest.
A big verdict indeed. This jury awarding the plaintiffs much more than their attorneys had been asking for in closing arguments. In those arguments, they asked for a little more than $13 million. This verdict today, nearly $20 million, $7 million more than the plaintiffs have been asking for. A jury of 6 people found the former Denver police officer Brandon Ramos civilly liable for hurting 6 bystanders after firing his weapon during an officer-involved.
And take a look at him. This guy, he's supposed to be a peace officer ready to protect and serve. He can barely walk. He could barely walk.
A jury of 6 people found the former Denver police officer Brandon Ramos civilly liable for hurting 6 bystanders after firing his weapon during an officer-involved shooting in Lodo in July 2022. The shooting took place after a fight broke out as bars were beginning to close near 20th and Larimer. It was about 1:30 in the morning. The officers were going after an armed man after a disturbance. Ramos had previously pled guilty to assault charges in the case and resigned from the Denver Police Department. 3 officers fired their weapons that night. But it was Ramos's bullets that court records show hit bystanders. We spoke to an attorney who represented 3 of the plaintiffs.
Look at that. The cops actually fired down a sidewalk where there's people.
Ramos had previously pled guilty to assault charges in the case.
Firing a gun down a sidewalk as people are on the sidewalk.
And resigned from the Denver Police Department. 3 officers fired their weapons that night. But it was Ramos's bullets that court records show hit bystanders. We spoke to an attorney who represented 3 of the plaintiffs after the hearing and one of the victims who was shot 3 years ago.
This verdict sends a clear message to the Denver law enforcement community that we will not tolerate this type of behavior, that our officers are not above the law and they must be held accountable.
Honestly, it was a huge relief. I mean, we've been through this fight for 3 years now, and when you go into the courtroom and you go through the whole entire process, you're going through a lot of emotions and you really are not sure what the jury is thinking. So, yeah, it's a huge relief.
I also attempted to speak with the attorney representing Ramos. That attorney said he had no comment.
Of course he
I also
didn't.
reached out to the Denver Police Department today asking them for a comment. They said they respectfully declined to comment and pointed out that Ramos had previously resigned from the department. Reporting from the Denver County Court Building, downtown Denver, Vicente Arenas, 2 Prime News.
All right, Vicente, thank you for.
So we live in a constitutional republic, right? So we live in a constitutional republic that is set up. The Constitution is the backbone for the rule of law. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. That the Constitution is the backbone of the rule of law. Without the Constitution, then there's no supremacy clause. The supremacy clause says that the Constitution is the absolute rule of law, that it cannot be violated, that any law created after it or any law that was created before it is moot because the Constitution is the absolute rule of law. And so along the way, we had the Bill of Rights added. 1789, the Constitution is ratified. 1791, the Bill of Rights is passed and ratified into the Constitution. Now, after 1791, we had a series of amendments. So we get the first 10 amendments in 1791, but then we get the 11th Amendment coming in 1795. And then after that, we have the 12th Amendment, 13th, all the way up to the 27th Amendment. Now, somewhere along the lines, we're going to hit what's called the 22nd Amendment. The 22nd Amendment states that a president can only serve 2 terms in office, right? But yet we continue to see this idea and people saying it that Trump is going to be president in 2028. I would like to know how that's possible. I'd like to know how that's possible. If you believe in the Constitution, so put a 1 in the chat if you believe in the Constitution. So if you believe in the Constitution and that's the backbone of the rule of law, then Trump could not be president in 2028. But yet...
Trump is going to be president in 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out, going to get a 3rd term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president in 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will, and you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least 1 more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have another term.
Why does it make that clear?
Because he's on his 2nd term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through, Zanny, and define all those terms.
But you will be undermining the spirit of that amendment, even if you find some way around it.
If the American people, with the mechanisms we have, put Trump back in office, are the American people tearing up the Constitution? Would that be tearing up?
Well,
would the American people be going against the spirit of the Constitution, ma'am?
I think yes.
Yes, of course they would. There's the 22nd Amendment.
Actually, because I think what you will end up with is a populist justification for a quasi-dictatorship.
That's not true at all.
Trump that's what it sounds like.
Trump is a dictatorship. Did you just see the compromises he had to make on the big, beautiful bill? You see the compromises he has to do on everything, on accommodating Zelensky, on what President Trump... President Trump is nothing but a series of negotiations to kind of keep this thing rolling forward, where he's having trade-offs all the time.
Steve, you've just spent the last 20 minutes telling me we have to smash the other side. There's no room for debate. There's no room for compromise. We must smash them. And now you're telling me this is a negotiation. I mean, that's... No. I guess that's why it seems to me some kind of tension there.
The only way President Trump wins in 2028 and continues to stay in office is by the will of the American people, okay? And the will of the American people is what the Constitution embodies. And so I think we're going to be...
No, it does not. It does not. First of all, the American Constitution was set up to be bicameral, where we elected members of the House of Representatives, and then we appointed U.S. senators and we appoint Supreme Court justices. It's called a constitutional republic, where we have a republican form of government, where one person represents a group of people, being the Republican or representative. Republican means representative in this case. So that's how the United States government is set up. We are a Republican government. One person is the representative for a group of people. And that breaks down into maps. And you're seeing that happen now, where the dumpster fire is trying to rig the 2026 elections so that it'll remain a Republican Party government. The Constitution is not set up for the will of the people. It's exactly the opposite of that, actually. The United States Constitution is set up with a series of checks and balances so that one person or a group of people can't get what they want if it goes against the constitutional standards created in 1789.
It seems to me some kind of tension there.
The only way President Trump wins in 2028 and continues to stay in office is by the will of the American people.
No, it would have to be an insurrection. It would have to be an actual revolution in our country, because that would go against the 22nd Amendment, and the rule of law must be upheld, even though it's not now, because we have an absolute dog shit Supreme Court. Dog shit Supreme Court. Oh, Johnny, I hope he goes before that. I hope that he meets a McDonald's Big Mac attack.
Okay? And the will of the American people is what the Constitution embodies. And so I think we're going to be in good hands there. We need to finish what we started.
He's so retarded. The guy's so retarded.
It's not true. I want to show another moment, Reverend, where a large group of ICE agents are walking towards you.
So where did you guys vote that police, whether they're ICE agents or cops, where did we vote that cops could fill paintballs with pepper and they could shoot us with pepper balls? Where did we vote for that? Where did we all vote that cops could shoot us with pepper balls from 50 yards away? Where was that policy that we voted on? I don't remember that.
So here they are. They're walking towards you. They're shoving you. I just want everyone to get a chance, and now they can see you. They know who you are there. You're obviously...
I mean, look at what our country has been turned into. Look at the dumpster fire of a country that we've been turned into, where it's a war zone in every sector of our country. In every city, it's a war zone.
You've got your clerical collar on. They are spraying what appears to be pepper spray at that time directly into your face. This, I've been, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe is after you had been hit with the pepper balls in the head. Do you know why they did this to you?
No, there was no warning for any of these things after they shot.
Right. Reverend Naughty said, no, but I voted to be attacked by dogs. It's just such a scam.
Me and my head and my face, and multiple times in my torso, arms, and legs. I was shielded by the bodies of others who were there, who rushed in to support me and took many more hits that were intended for me. I was then guided away to a place where street medics helped to wash out my eyes and try to keep me safe, but I was completely disabled at that point. And within 2 minutes, quite a number of ICE officers, maybe 15, maybe 20, rushed out of the gate and began to shove us down, and I was already disabled on the ground but attempted to get away. And they continued to shove us in a kettling maneuver towards a place where we would not be able to escape.
That's just incredible. And then right here, El Dorado put, I just want a president who won't go touch the wall. I call it a Nobi, N-O-B-I, Nobi, not owned by Israel. N-O-B-I, not owned by Israel. There it is right there. N-O-B-I. I will be a Nobi because I will not be owned by Israel.
As they brandish their weapons. And you can see in that video, ICE officers shoving protesters who are standing and speaking and chanting and singing peacefully and praying peacefully, shoving us down, and then dispensing a huge amount of chemical weapons onto us. I was drenched.
I mean, put a 1 in the chat if these pepper balls should be criminalized. Put a 1 in the chat if cops or law enforcement or federal agents should not be able to shoot us with pepper balls from 50 yards away. I mean, that's not asking a lot. That's just normal.
From the crown of my head to the socks in my shoes. It was indiscriminate and it was vicious.
I know you said that they were laughing. There were some of the agents laughing after this happened. Can you tell me more about that, what they did, and at that moment, what you thought?
Yeah, we could hear them laughing as they were shooting us from the roof, and it was deeply disturbing.
So it hit him right in the head right there. I mean, what kind of shit is this?
We've gotten to witness a few things about these ICE agents operating in Broadview, and really what it has shown us is how disorganized they are and how poorly supervised and trained they are. We've also heard ICE agents talking to each other, one of whom said, man, I don't even remember why I'm here anymore. And the other said, I don't know either. So there's a deep demoralization that we are seeing as we're bringing this peaceful and spiritual protests against their tactics and what they are doing to our city and our communities and our neighbors.
So just so you know, these losers that you see right here, these guys right here, it may seem as though that nothing is going to happen.
Organized they are and show up with these protesters, people who deeply believe in democracy and are bringing...
See these losers right here with the machine guns in our streets? You see them? If they're not punished by an entity, if these guys are not punished by a government entity, they'll be punished by God, because you don't get to do this. You don't get to run roughshod over a peaceful people and then go home and go to bed and go to sleep and you have butterflies and daisies throughout your dream. That's not how it works. If you do shit like this to people, you pay the price. You pay the price. These guys think that they can stand there and they're going to get away with this and they're going to be fine. They're not going to be fine. Remember 22 or 23 a day, the troops that came home and killed themselves? These guys, the same thing will happen to them. It'll be a smaller number, but there'll be a number. There'll be 6 a day or 5 a day or 12 a day of these guys who off themselves, because you can't do this to people and then be okay with it later.
Is trying to do in Chicago.
Yeah, I hope they do go to hell. I really do. I really do. It's just disgusting. I mean, we're seeing the worst of the worst. And the thing is it's going to get even worse. It's going to get even worse in our country. And, the whole left versus right paradigm, pretty soon it's going to be most of us against the right wing authoritarianism, because even people on the right pretty soon are going to go, this is fucked up. This isn't how we live life. We don't live life, and our world is a total war zone constantly. People will get sick of this. Even people in the chat now saying, yeah, I voted for this. You only have to walk through town one too many times where you see a bunch of G.I. Joe losers on top of people, beating them, tasing them, shooting them with pepper balls. And pretty soon you break. You break. It ends up breaking your heart. And so you're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. That's what happens. That's what happens. Wow, I saw this conversation the other day and I wanted to share it with you guys, but I was a little bit hesitant to show it. But I might just show it anyway because, it is what it is. I think I should show this. Thank you for the super chat, Shepherd of Assholes. Thanks for the super chat, brother. Gio's in the chat, everybody. Well, that's cool. You can. Cool. Well, enjoy that then. Go. That's what you voted for. Go there. This is. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna take a back seat, and I'm just gonna let this play, and you guys can listen to it. I'm not gonna add a lot of commentary to it, but I want you guys to hear what was said here.
I'm from Palestine.
I know there's no such thing as Palestine. You live in the USA. Go to your Muslim countries. Go back to where you came from. Man.
I'm from Palestine. I can't go back to where I came from because we're being genocided, ethnic cleansed, and occupied.
You know what genocide is?
Yes, it's exactly what's happening in Gaza. It starts with the intent of genocide, and Israel has that intent.
Well, I wish there was a genocide in Gaza, and
you wish there was.
Of course, you can record that, man. You want to see aggressive Israelis? You can see one right now. You don't fuck with the Jews, man. If you fuck with the Jews, you get something instead, bro.
You want children in Gaza to be killed?
Of course, man, because they want us to be killed, so I don't give a fuck about all these motherfuckers, man. The elderly people, the little children, because when they will grow up, they will become like you, man.
Like me. So do you want me to be killed?
And you too, because you do.
Well, I mean, El Dorado, I always voted Republican, but I'm no neocon warmongering cocksucker. I'm not a Judeo-Christian or a Zionist. I'm a damn patriotic American Christian. Well, I don't know how you can vote Republican and say that. If you vote Republican and Democrat, you're voting for the same thing. Just who do you want to lie to you? The worst thing about this administration is the advancement of the police state, of the surveillance state. And the Pied Piper dumpster fire is just leading these people into a surveillance state. As they go, yay for Trump. He's right. He's right about everything. And he's not.
Doing bad propaganda for the world. You're lying. All you do, you're lying. You try to record aggressive Israelis, but you don't even mention that we're in the war.
So you're saying what I do is propaganda, even though you just explicitly said you want to kill all Palestinian children?
Yeah, but that's not propaganda. I'm speaking from my soul, from my heart, man.
That's from your heart? From your heart? Your heart wants to kill Palestinians?
To do justice. Don't fuck with the Jews, bro.
Your heart wants to kill Palestinian children?
Of course, because children killed our children too.
Baby.
Oh, is that right, Ludardo? El Dorado said that they used to vote Republican, and now there's not voting for either side anymore. I'm with you all the way. It's two wings of the same bird. The Republicans, though, have become the deep state. There's no Epstein files. Oh, really?
Babies and incubators. And what are you doing? You put that down. Put that down. I can't have that on the stream. If you want to be aggressive on my stream, don't put that down. Yeah, there you go. Good boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you want to kill Palestinian... Well, I just did, you fuckface. You want to kill Palestinian children?
Fuck you, man.
Do you want to kill me?
You, your daughter, your son, your wife, everybody of your family, and you can record that?
Were you in the...
Hey, Bob, shoot me an email. You should have had your trifolds by now. If you ordered on the 4th, that's 19 days ago. I shipped them out, Bob. You need to send me an email. I'm going to put my email in the chat for you, Bob.
IDF? Were you ever in the IDF?
Everybody was in the IDF in Israel.
Did you kill Palestinians?
Unfortunately not. I'm only a driver. But if I could, I would run on every fucking Palestinian baby with my truck, man. Fuck them all, man. They're spoiled. You all fucked up. And you too, man. Go to Palestine, to Hebron. I will personally meet you, bro. I will show you everything. And then I will bury your body, bro. Just bury your body like the fucking Russians in Ukraine. You're the same, bro. All of you Muslim fuck, bro.
You just said you want to run over Palestinian babies?
Of course. That's the...
You are evil. You are evil.
Yes, bro. I'm really evil, and I'm honest. I'm honest with you, not like you.
Are you proud? Are you proud to be a genocidal maniac and someone that has every screw loose in their head? Are you proud to be an animal?
First of all, I don't call myself an animal. I call myself as a justice fighter. Next time,
is it justice to kill babies and children?
Of course.
Is it justice to bomb hospitals and schools and refugee camps and to level 80% of Gaza to the ground?
Come on, bro. We didn't bomb the hospital. If you remember, it was a Hamas rocket.
There's not only one hospital that was bombed. 20 hospitals were bombed in Gaza multiple times.
Yes,
Are you okay with Palestinians being occupied in the West Bank?
I'm trying to answer
No,
about the
I mean,
hospital.
you are just
About the
like,
hospital.
you are Islamophobic. You are a
Yes.
genocidal freak. You are evil. Your society is evil, and you need help.
I mean, look what happens when you pit two sides against each other and there's no wiggle room. And this is where we're heading in this country. We have to see each other as Americans and that the Constitution is the backbone of the rule of law. Or we're going to go to a civil war and it's going to be nasty. And that's what Trump wants. He wants us to go into a civil war so that he can institute martial law and stay in power.
Proud Zionist.
You're a proud Zionist. Proud Zionist, yeah. If you had a button where you could kill every Palestinian if you clicked it, would you click it?
Yes, of course. The Muslim, the Islam is cancer, bro. You are cancer. Your religion is cancer. You don't do that fucking eyebrows, bro. You know what I'm talking about. Next time,
would you kill all Muslims if you had the chance?
I will kill every Muslim that says that Jews must be killed. And
no, we're not saying that. I'm not saying that. And you want to kill me? I'm not saying Jews must be killed. I'm not saying that. But you want to kill me?
You're doing something worse. You're spreading propaganda, and somebody will listen to you and kill the Jew, bro.
So you,
and that's why you have to be killed first.
I have to be killed?
So your propaganda won't get to their ears.
But I have to be killed?
Of course, so you won't speak too much bullshit,
dude,
bro.
okay, hold on, wait. What's your name real quick? What's your name? So I can talk to you about what's your name?
My name is David, bro.
Okay, what's your last name so I can refer you to you by your last name?
Kopperstein.
Okay. Where do you live in Israel?
I live in Ashdod. It's 20 kilometers from Gaza.
Well, what do you do for a living?
I drive a truck.
And you're David, and you're 32, and you live 20 kilometers near Gaza, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Bye, dumb fuck.
Wow. That's where we're heading with this left-right paradigm bullshit. That's where we're heading. And here's another one.
The deal is, what do you have to say?
So this is where Trump explains that giving $20 billion to Argentina instead of taking care of our farmers, that we are children and we don't understand the problem.
What do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are a top
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it.
Oh, here I am. I'm 80, and I'm going to tell you, Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. But that 20 billion or 40 billion that you took and you put in Argentina made my savings account worth less money. That's what you did. And the price of groceries are already up here. When you give $40 billion to Argentina, that makes the money in my bank account worth less money. You don't know what's going on over there, young lady.
They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life.
Right, nothing's benefiting Argentina, but when you take $40 billion out of the American Federal Reserve and give it to another country, that makes my money worth less. Do you guys understand that? Does everybody understand that?
Understand what that means? They
Yes.
have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting.
Right, they're fighting to survive, but we're fighting to survive here.
So hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina.
He happens to like the president of Argentina, so fuck your savings account. Your savings account doesn't matter because he likes the president of Argentina. Your 401k, the money in your account doesn't matter because he likes the president of Argentina.
I think he's trying to do the best he can.
So everybody just listen, who gives a shit about the price of our cars, our groceries, inflation here? Give $40 billion to Argentina.
But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying. All right? They're dying.
So that means kill off the Americans. Kill off the American populace. Kill us off. It's just, oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's just, and the funny part is I read the comments here, right? I read the comments and it's like so many people are so uneducated with how it actually works. The way it works is if you have $100 in your savings account, say you got $100 in your savings account and then I print up more money, and it doesn't matter how much I print up any more money. The $100 in your savings account, when I print up more money, because there's more of it, it makes your money worth less. That's how it works. That's how it works. Do you guys understand that, right? Yeah, exactly right. Delaney, how much money do we give to Ukraine? How much money do we give to Israel? But our people don't come in that checklist anywhere. Yes, I'm over 18. So now you got to see this, because this is going to infuriate you. So this cop right here, he's driving. You can see there's a body in the middle of the street. Watch. Do you see that little square right there that they kind of X'd out right here? Do you see it right here? You see this square? That's not a square. That's a digital blocker where there's a body in the streets right there. Do you guys see that? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see it. There's the body in the streets right there, right on the other side of that line. You see that little square right there that doesn't go there? That's not a glitch in the matrix. That's where someone edited this video to put the blocker over the body in the street. But now watch what the cop does.
Please don't tell me I just ran her over.
Please don't say that I just ran her over. But you did just run her over.
Please don't tell me I just ran her over.
No, he did. And he killed her. She died.
Fairfax County Fire and Rescue was on scene and immediately began performing life-saving measures. Trina Jones was transported to a local hospital where she was later pronounced deceased.
Yeah, he ran her over. Can you not see? Look, I can see the miscolored square on this, but he can't see the body in the street. You see the miscolored square on the screen? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the miscolored square. There's a body in front of him. It's a woman's body. You can almost kind of see the outline of the body. The square is bigger than her body by far. And then he just runs her over. He just runs that person over right in the street. Don't worry, though. It's just a few bad apples. There it is.
Please don't tell me I just ran her over.
Fairfax County Fire and Rescue was on scene and immediately began performing life-saving measures. Trina Jones was transported to a local hospital where she was later pronounced deceased.
Disgusting. So even if you're a Trumper, right, and you're a big Trump supporter and you're all for ICE, right? But are you for our First Amendment? Put a 1 in the chat if you support our First Amendment to be able to film the government no matter where they go. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that we should be able to film government and that it's our God-given right to be press. Oh, you've never been to my channel before, dude? I'm a fierce independent. I can't stand the left or the right. Welcome to the channel.
Violation of 18 U.S.C. 111. If you continue to do it, I'll place you under arrest.
Can you show me the ordinance?
I'll arrest you and take you to the jail, and then your lawyer can see it after the fact.
Okay. No, do not back down. You keep filming that cop. If you got to go to jail, you got to go to jail.
It's my understanding I have the right to record you.
You do not have the right to impede a federal agent in the course of your duty.
You're not impeding. You have to willingly hinder, delay, or obstruct. That's the obstruction statute in almost every state in America. You have to willingly hinder, delay, or obstruct. Following him and filming him is not willingly hindering, delaying, or obstructing.
Violating traffic codes while following a federal vehicle?
No, I didn't violate.
He's not a traffic enforcement code, so he has no authority to ticket you at all whatsoever.
I didn't violate what was it?
You're impeding and obstructing.
I'm not impeding by riding down the street. I'm not impeding by riding down the street. I haven't.
and continue to follow them. Continue to follow them and film these rat bastard Nazis.
To be going this way, where are you going? We saw you. I know, I saw you too. I took pictures. I wasn't hiding from you. I saw you at Home Depot. And now
I agree with you. This guy's a total loser. What a G.I. Joe loser, right, Melissa?
I'm going to pull you out of the vehicle and arrest you.
Okay.
Violation of 18 U.S.C. 111. If you continue to do it, I'll place you under arrest.
Can you show me the ordinance? I'm gonna
No, he's wrong.
And take you to the jail, and then your lawyer can see it after the fact.
No, he's wrong.
Okay, it's my-
He's wrong and he's lying.
Understanding, I have the right to record you.
You do not have the right to impede a federal agent in the course
I'm
of your
not
duty.
impeding you.
Violating traffic codes while following a federal vehicle?
No, I didn't.
Yes, ma'am,
I didn't
that's a violation of law.
I didn't violate a. What was it?
You're impeding and obstructing.
I'm not impeding by riding down the street. I'm not impeding by riding down the street.
Good to see you, Nova.
I happen to be going this way. Where are you going?
I mean, how do you guys, put a 1 in the chat. Someone just put it in here. John Lund just put it in. Does this guy not look like a terrorist to you? Does he not look like a terrorist? Isn't this what terrorists look like? He's got some number on his chest. We have no idea who this guy is. He's the terrorist in our country.
I know, I saw you too. I took pictures. I wasn't hiding from you. I saw you at Home Depot.
So
and now I'm
going to pull you out of the vehicle and arrest you.
Okay.
No. Don't back down. Continue to film the cops. If only there was an organization that all they did was defend the First Amendment. If only there was an organization like that. So if you guys want to understand why there's so many of these brainwashed people on the right, let me give you a little bit of insight so that you understand. These people who are, some of them are MAGA, some of them are just Republicans, some of them are just warmongering right-wingers, some of them love to watch cops arrest people, right? The reason why some of these people on the right are so completely lost is because of bullshit like this. Listen to what's said here. And if you're one of these people on the right who's completely got your nose up Trump's ass, I just want to see if you believe this is correct.
Let me just say, Mr. President, that this country was going to die without you. This country was going to actually die without you. That's what we were facing in 2024. We've been invaded for 4 years.
This country was going to die without you. And there is a large percentage of people on the right who are these MAGA lost people that are like, this country was going to die without you, President Trump. That's funny. We didn't die when Biden was in office, and he was just as shitty a leader as... No, he wasn't quite as shitty as Trump. Trump is the king dog shit, authoritarian cop sucker. But Biden was bad too. Not as bad as dumpster fire, but pretty bad.
Communities were sinking. Our public safety had gone to zero. Cartels were running. President, that this country was going to die without you. This country was going to actually die without you. That's what we.
This country was going to die without you is what Stephen Miller is saying.
Facing in 2024. We've been invaded for 4 years. Our communities were sinking. Our public safety had gone to zero.
Public safety had gone to zero? Really? I live in L.A.
Cartels were running entire communities. Sex trafficking, child trafficking, labor trafficking was out of control. Overdoses.
It's always trafficking. The oldest profession in the world is prostitution. And you don't have to traffic a lot of people who are in the prostitution game. If you legalized it and regulated it, you'd get the pimp out of the game, which is the bad element.
Were out of control. The cartels were claiming more and more territory.
The cartels will claim more and more territory. Let me explain it to you. Supply and demand. As long as there's a demand from American for drugs, there will be a supply created. This is going to make the cartels even more powerful and more strong because the only place you'll be able to get your fix for drugs is from the cartels. Whereas if we legalized drugs and regulated them and created space stations for drug addicts, you would know where the drug addicts are going to be. It would kill the cartels, and you would create a tax revenue to get help for people. Of course, you have psychos like this guy. You're going to legalize child trafficking? That's, of course. Yeah, I'm all for legalizing. Sure thing, bro. Legalize. This moron actually wrote, you want to legalize child trafficking? Yeah, sure thing, dude.
City services were buckling. This was a country on the verge of dying, and you alone saved it. And when you
alone saved it. You alone saved it. You alone saved our world. You remember Pam Bondi? Mr. President, we just got the biggest fentanyl bust in the history of our country. And come to find out, it was a bunch of water in 50-gallon drums. You saved, are you ready for this? Ready, media? 286 million lives were saved. Do you remember this? You remember this? Let me show it to you. Let me show you this. This was the, and by the way, this ended up being a total lie. Pam Bondi, Trump saved 280 million lives. You got to see this. This is just 258 million. Okay, so here's Pam Bondi's load of shit. And let me preface you. The drug bust with the most record fentanyl of all time, Mr. President, who she was in Florida for the prosecutors for the Epstein list, and now she's the prosecutor for the Epstein list federally. Okay, so remember this, that this is fake. There was no drug bust that did what they said they did.
Pam?
Okay, so this is where Pam Bondi makes an announcement that they've had the biggest fentanyl bust in U.S. history, Mr. President. And are you ready, media?
Your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other presidency in this country.
There she goes. The way she talks. Mr. President, your presidency has far outweighed anything.
Ever. Never seen anything like it. Thank you. Your directive to me was very simple. Make America safe. And despite that, we've still been defending over 200 civil lawsuits filed against you. On top of everything else, I think I'm representing every one of you in this room in some capacity. I know you will.
It's going to get worse.
Will not be arrested by the U.S. Marshals. Over 200 lawsuits, over 50 injunctions. And now we've got multiple cases in front of the Supreme Court, and we will succeed, and we are doing great in front of the Supreme Court, President.
Oh, did she stop wearing her cross so she could be owned by Israel? Good Chevy!
And we'll continue on with that. I was at DEA yesterday, and they said...
The Drug Enforcement Agency is the biggest drug dealer in the world. You guys realize that, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. Put a 2 in the chat if you did not know that. The biggest drug dealer in the world is the Drug Enforcement Agency.
To me, you, Donald Trump, have taken the handcuffs off of DEA agents. And as a result...
Right, and now they can smuggle drugs all over the world, buy weapons with them, create their own paramilitary. It's great.
Since you have been in office, President Trump, your DOJ agencies have seized more than 22 million fentanyl pills.
Okay, so that's a lie. She's reading off a report that we showed. I showed the report on this channel. That it was a lie. That they found 50-gallon drums of water in the back of a truck and said they were full of fentanyl, and they weren't.
3,400 kilos of fentanyl since you've been your last 100 days, which saved, are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives.
That's a lie. Not a single bit of it's true. The drug bust she's talking about was gallons of water in the back of a moving truck. It's not true. Are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives. It's a lie.
3,400 kilos of fentanyl since you've been your last 100 days.
No, that's a lie. That's a total lie.
Which saved, are you ready for this, media?
Are you ready for this, media? The population of America is 314 million.
And 58 million lives.
So 258 million. So that means there only would have been roughly 45 million of us left after Trump saved us all.
Kids are dying every day because they're taking this junk.
Oh, really? And so you've saved us all. You've solved the drug epidemic. Is that right? Everybody, just like, here's the Epstein files. They're in these binders right here. Here's phase 1, everybody, of the Epstein files. We got them. Here's our binders.
With something else, they don't know what they're taking. They think they're buying a Tylenol or an Adderall and a Xanax, and it's like,
no, they don't. They know they're buying fentanyl. You lying dumb witch.
with fentanyl, and they're dropping dead, and no longer.
That is not what's happening.
Because of you, what you've done. ATF, since you've been in office, President, along with DOJ.
I didn't see it, TOS creator. It didn't show up. Let's see it. Try it again. Let's see if it shows up.
Agencies seized 14,500 guns off the streets. Why aren't people reporting that? 651,000 rounds of ammo. That's up 151% from 2024. That's keeping America safe. We've rescinded.
It's a lie, though. This is based on a total lie.
Death penalty. We are now seeking the death penalty on cases. I'm signing death warrants. We are going after terrorism. We are going after arsonists. Whether you're burning Teslas, we've arrested 9 people so far in 7 jurisdictions, no negotiations, 20 years in prison, or you're burning down the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. We will be there to protect you. And I've been talking to Governor Shapiro, and he greatly appreciated you reaching out as well. ISIS terrorist. We got one in New York, right around the corner. We got an ISIS terrorist in New York. We have an October 7th task force. We just broke up a huge human trafficking ring by the Sinaloa cartel. 1,000 pounds of methamphetamine on our.
It was not 1,000 pounds of meth or fentanyl. It's a lie. So they produced the story and like, look, we got thousands of pounds of fentanyl and meth off the street. The truth is, the retraction was this big, but I showed it on this channel. It wasn't true. They found 50-gallon drums of water that had a tiny trace of fentanyl in the water. Not enough to get you high if you drank the whole freaking 50-gallon drum. And then they claimed that it was all fentanyl. It was all meth. It was a total, complete, absolute lie. It was a lie. And she's still going off about how we seized all these drugs.
Streets.
And she talks about the cartels like we don't create them by creating a war on drugs.
Ton of fentanyl, 20,000 Molly pills. Those are the drug of choice among at clubs and bars for young kids. They were fake, but you know what they had in them? Fentanyl. That's 20,000 lives saved because of you.
This pill had a tiny bit of fentanyl in, so that person would have died. They would have died for sure. They would have died. And by the way, you know, Molly, the drug she's talking about, kills so few people. It kills some people for sure. People overdose on drugs. But the big killer is fentanyl, and the fentanyl bust that she's talking about is a lie. It's made up. It's a lie. It's total lie. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. If you haven't seen the report, you haven't seen the report. But the truth is that the bust she's talking about was a made up lie, a total and complete lie. So I'm just showing you. I'm showing you the truth, so you don't have to listen to this bullshit.
Right there. We brought back 29 cartel members from Mexico at your direction, and one killed the Kiki Camareno, a DEA agent, in 1985, and many of us got to talk to his widow and his son, who is now a judge. And they started crying. They have tried to get that guy back forever, and thanks to so many.
I wonder what they did to him. I wonder if he did it in self-defense.
Of you in this room working together, they have justice. They were crying on the phone because of what you did, President Trump. Thank you. We're going after anti-Semitism. We're
anti-Semitism. That's the biggest problem. Not not the Israeli government killing people?
Everything you told us, no more DEI, no more weaponization. We have rescinded, as I said, 200 policies, and I could go on all day long, but we are doing everything in our power to keep America safe at your direction.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern.
I think the most satisfying thing I ever saw, was when sorry about that. Listen, you guys got to be, you guys got to be a little bit, I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm going to play this video. You guys can watch it.
We have, why does the government want more?
So this video right here, this guy's rant is about Elon Musk and Trump and them saying we don't have enough babies. And so what he's talking about is this push for Americans to have more babies, right? Which is understandable because our birth rate is so low. But that's what his entire rant is about that. So now you know.
Babies we have, why does the government want more? We're not feeding the babies we have. Why does the government want more? I know you're thinking, what's your statistic? Where's your proof that we're not feeding the babies we have? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that my toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby. My toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby because his classmates might not be able to eat. We got the government. Who's in charge of SNAP benefits? The government that's in charge of food. The government that decides where our fucking money is going to go is going to give $40 billion to Argentina. They're going to build a fucking ballroom to have big old gilded dances. They're going to set how much fucking money for missiles. But the babies we already got, we're not going to fucking feed.
I mean, he's so spot on. We lock up the baby formula, but we got plenty of money for bombs in the Middle East. We got plenty of money for bombs in Ukraine and Russia. We have all the money in the world for a $300 million ballroom, and Trump got his own donors, but we don't have enough money to feed the babies that we have now. And instead of actually creating a baby formula program, we're too busy funding Israel. We're too busy funding Ukraine. We're too busy putting 40,000 new pigs on our streets to get the dirty illegals out, but we refuse to feed the fucking babies that we have now. We will not feed the babies. We cannot feed the babies. We need more bombs, more cops, more cages, more drones. But as far as feeding babies, fuck that. We're not feeding babies.
We already don't feed the babies. And the government's out here saying we're under-babied. We're not under-babied. We're underpaid. You want more babies? Fucking pay us. Give us the money to feed our fucking kids. Could you try that? Could you think that one through? Could you pull up one Excel spreadsheet that says pay the moms and dads and they'll fuck more? Who wants to fuck right now with these bills? Who wants to, huh? Who wants to nut and have it count? Right now, when any moment your fucking job can be taken by AI or because of some fucking tariff, because some psychopath from the Epstein plane decides on a willy-nilly whim that he's mad at Canada or some shit. Over and over again, I keep getting told, it's our fault. It's our fault that America's this way. Well,
it's the Democrats. It's the left. It's not paying for 40,000 new pigs to get rid of illegal immigrants. That's not the problem in feeding the babies. It's that the money is going to 40,000 new pigs, to Core Civic and to Geo Group to create more mobile prisons like Alligator Alcatraz. We got to lock these people up. But as far as feeding babies in our country, fuck that. We can't do that. That's socialism.
Well, it's real fucking crazy. When I look at this government, with how much fucking money they make and how many fucking vacations they get to use, Tell me how we don't get paid family leave. Tell me how the minimum wage at $7.25 just makes just enough sense. Have Dr. Oz of all fucking people stand next to RFK Jr. telling us that we're underbabied and we need to do work. Fuck you. Do your job. The babies we have, why does the government want more? We're not feeding the babies we have. Why does the government want more? I know you're thinking, what's your statistic? Where's your proof that we're not feeding the babies we have? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that my toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby. My toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby because his classmates might not be able to eat. We got the government. Who's in charge of SNAP benefits? The government that's in charge of food. The government that decides where our fucking money is gonna go is gonna give $40 billion to Argentina. They're gonna build a fucking ballroom to have big old gilded dances. They're gonna send how much fucking money for missiles? But the babies we already got, we're not gonna fucking feed. We already don't feed the babies. And the government's out here saying we're underbabied. We're not underbabied, we're underpaid. You want more babies? Fucking pay us. Give us the money to feed our fucking kids. Could you try that? Could you think that one through? Could you pull up one Excel spreadsheet that says pay the moms and dads and they'll fuck more? Who wants to fuck right now with these bills? Who wants to, huh? Who wants to nut and have it count? Right now, when any moment your fucking job can be taken by AI or because of some fucking tariff, because some psychopath from the Epstein plane decides on a willy-nilly whim that he's mad at Canada or some shit.
Yeah, whatever happened with that? Whatever happened with that? I thought we were going to take over Canada. We're going to take over Greenland. We're going to take over the Panama Canal. And now we're going to take over Gaza, too. We're going to rebuild Gaza with our tax dollars. Screw our people. It's got to be more. We need more money for wars and bombs. We need to rebuild other countries. $40 billion has got to go to Argentina. What happened to that war with Canada? Canada certainly boycotted us. Vegas is a ghost town because the number one tourist in Vegas was a Canadian, but not anymore. The alcohol industry in Canada has boycotted America. And then someone just put in the chat, oh, that's funny. I thought Republicans and Democrats both had babies. Man, I can't wait till every person, and just so you know, there's more people on the right. People say, oh, you can't let those black and brown people be on assistance. There's more white people on assistance than black and brown combined. There's more white babies who are using food stamps than there are black and brown babies. And if this dumpster fire of a president actually doesn't send out the SNAP benefits in November, I believe we will finally see a good portion of his uneducated, poor base finally turn on him when their SNAP card doesn't work. That's what I'm going to guess happens.
Over and over again, I keep getting told it's our fault. It's our fault that America's this way. Well, it's real fucking crazy. When I look at this government, with how much fucking money they make and how many fucking vacations they get to use, tell me how we don't get paid family leave. Tell me how the minimum wage at $7.25 just makes just enough sense. Have Dr. Oz of all fucking people stand next to RFK Jr. telling us that we're underbabied and we need to do work. Fuck you. Do your job.
Yeah, I mean, we don't feed the babies in this country. We absolutely do not. We will lock up. We will lock up. And I say we because America. We will lock up the baby formula so people can't steal it. But yet we have plenty of money for cops, cages, bombs, and wars. We have so much money for cops, cages, bombs, and wars. It's just unbelievable. It's a never-ending spigot of money. Okay. We're really, really facing a bad time in our country. And it's because of leadership. It's bad leadership. And so I saw this and I wanted to share with you guys and I wanted to ask you guys what you thought. And it's a left and a right question. So it's for both of you. And so what's the dumbest thing that is criminalized in your country? Go. Put it in the comment section. So this one right here, this one says, what is the dumbest thing criminalized in your country? And it shows somebody that crossing the street is illegal. We've got to get, the entire point of this channel called Delete Lawz was to delete dumb laws off the books. That's why this channel is called Delete Lawz, because it was about deleting dumb laws. What is the dumbest law? What is the dumbest thing that's criminalized in your country? I mean, you could say free speech, but what's the truth? Seatbelts, Mikey B, right. Jaywalking, right. It could be anything. There's so many. I've never seen you in my chat before, bro. I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are. I don't care, dude. Here, let me, there you go. There you go. Now I don't have to listen to your stupid bullshit. I'm not a raging liberal. I'm a fierce centrist. I'm for my Second Amendment and I'm pro-choice. But watching this dumpster fire of a president dump out 40,000 pigs into all the cities and say this is justice, and have people like you go, yeah, I'm all for this. It's people like you that make me the most sick. And then you say, oh, you're such a liberal. Why? Because I don't want a war zone in our country? It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And then the guy says, this changes what I was going to do for you. Let me tell you something. There's 100 people in this chat who donate to me, that send me funds so I can keep doing what I'm doing. And of the 100 people in this chat who donate to me through my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, you're not one of them. So whatever you was going to do for me, you can take it somewhere else and give it to somebody else, because I don't want it. I'm not going to be bought by anybody where you can just decide that it's just so ridiculously stupid. But this is actually disgusting what we're seeing. And so the dumbest laws in our country right now is the idea that illegal's illegal. Alcohol was illegal. And you would have been one of those people saying illegal's illegal. Marijuana was illegal. You're one of those people saying illegal's illegal. And that's the problem that we're dealing with. Chevy with a super chat. What's up, Playboy? Good to see you, Chevster. You got any new songs, Chevy? You got any new songs? I don't really care. I don't really care. Listen, and you bootlickers, Trump suckers, and you're just as bad as the Biden suckers. The people who were saying that Biden wasn't decrepit, that he wasn't failing, that his mental cognitude was perfectly fine. You guys are just the same as those Biden supporters. You're exactly the same as those Biden supporters. Claudette's been a member for over 2 years. Team DLZ rolling through the chat. Team DLZ, put it in the chat, everybody. Team DLZ rolling through the chat. Listen, you guys, I am a fierce independent. I have never aligned with the left or the right. I have never shilled for Democrats or Republican. I never told you to vote for a Republican. I never told you to vote for a Democrat. I encourage you to vote third party, because the left and the right are the same. Now, this particular maniac in the office right now, he's ruining our country. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Allison Cardell, thanks for all those little chats. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Means a lot. No, listen, and Michelle, some of us follow you but can't afford a few dollars due to Trump and the expenses to survive. Listen, what I was trying to say to that troll, coming here saying, oh, well, Chille, I didn't know you were liberal, what I was going to do for you. What are you talking about? There's people in this chat people who do all the time, every day. So, the idea that all of a sudden I'm going to, yeah. Rancho Relaxo's been a member 6 months. Explain to me how he's ruining our country. Let me just pull up a video, bro. Here you go. Here you go. Here's a video. This guy wants to know how the dumpster fire is ruining our country. Let me show you. There's a video for you, bro. There's a video right there. You tell me what you see. Do you not see a bunch of G.I. Joe losers? A bunch of masked, secret G.I. Joe loser police in our country. As much as I hated Biden and the crime family that he led, he still didn't put secret police all over our country. Kids deserve food even if they have poor parents. I totally agree with you. Claudette with a super chat. Team DLZ. Thank you, Claudette. Rancho Relaxo's been a member 6 months. Jungle is Massive. Been a member for 2 years. Jungle is Massive. What's up, Playboy? Good to see you, man. Allison Cardell, thanks for the super chats. I appreciate those. Means a lot. This is how Trump is ruining our country. This should not be normalized, and none of us should accept this. These are masked brown shirt Nazis. Look at this. This should not be normalized. Masked police with no badge numbers trying to raid a store to get the dirty illegal. But did the dirty illegal commit a violent crime? Did he perform armed robbery? Did he grape somebody? Did he steal? Most of the illegal immigrants here don't hurt people. So Obama deported more people. Obama didn't turn our country into a war zone. He did it real quiet. He did it real quiet, where he did shit totally heinous and disgusting, but he did it real tongue in cheek, real quiet, real quiet. Oh, bro, let me help you go. Let me help you. Let me help you. There you go, dude. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you coming by. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't care. You guys don't understand. You guys obviously don't understand the way that I am. I've been doing this for 5 years, and I have never compromised on my perspective or my principles. I've never varied my opinion because other people think this. You know, I've always been genuine with what I think and the way I see it. So I have no idea what some of these comments are saying, but listen, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to do what I do, and the only person who can stop me is me. I won't stop. And so many of you moderators in here, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. It's 9 o'clock. I got to get the flock out of here. I got to go. But listen, you guys, thanks for coming. Chevy, I'm glad I got to see you. Jungle is Massive. Thanks for coming by, man. Justin, yeah, Obama didn't circumvent due process. He did circumvent due process, but we just didn't know about it. He kept it real quiet. Obama was a piece of shit, too. He was a total piece of shit. So I'll go through and I'll unblock all of these moron bootlickers, but it's just disgusting. Chevy, Chille needs a woman. No SCOTUS need apply. Touchdown position. Yeet, 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 says Chevy. All right, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. All the moderators, Danelle Brown, BS Unleashed, Chevy, Kevin, all good to see you guys. What's the matter? You, Rights On was here earlier. I hate to leave 1,000 people here, but I got to get the flock out of here. I'm so grateful that you guys all came. This was a pretty fun stream. It was, you know, I don't have any patience. If you endorse a police state or anybody who endorses a police state, we're going to be adversarial. I'm not going to get along with you. I'm not going to agree with you. It's disgusting. Endorsing a police state is disgusting. And if you didn't know that, my content's been the same. I've never deviated. I don't like cops. I don't respect cops. When you get a president that hires 40,000 new cops, I'm against him. There's a shocker, right? Is that a shocker? Is that a shocker? I got to go. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Gators. Like I'm in love with cops all of a sudden.